Celtic Myths and Legends by T.W. Rolleston. Chapter 5, Tales of the Ultonian Cycle. Death of Conor mac Nessa. Christian ideas have also gathered round the end of Cuchulain's lord, King Conor of Ulster. The manner of his death was as follows. An unjust and cruel attack had been made by him on Mesgedra, King of Leinster, in which that monarch met his death at the hand of Conor of the Victories. High Deeds of Finn has a longer version of this story. Conor took out the brains of the dead king and mingled them with lime to make a sling stone, such brain balls as they were called, being accounted the most deadly of missiles. This ball was laid up in the king's treasure house at Emain, Makkah, where the Connacht champion, Ket, the son of Maga, found it one day. When prowling in disguise through Ulster, Ket took it away and kept it always by him. Not long thereafter, the Connacht men took a spoil of cattle from Ulster, and the Ulster men under Conor overtook them at a river ford, still called Athner Carr, the ford of the Sling Cast, in Westmeath. A battle was imminent, and many of the ladies of Connacht came to their side of the river to view the famous Ultonian warriors, and especially Conor, the stateliest man of his time. Conor was willing to show himself, and seeing none but women on the other bank, he drew near them. But Ket, who was lurking in ambush, now rose and slung the brain ball at Conor, striking him full in the forehead. Conor fell and was carried off by his routed followers. When they got him home, still living, to Emain Makkah, his physician Fingon pronounced that if the ball were extracted from his head, he must die. Oh, a gooey mess upon the face, more like it. But it was accordingly sewn up with golden thread, and the king was bidden to keep himself from horse riding and from all vehement passion and exertion. And he would do well. 7 years afterwards, Conor saw the sun darken at noonday, and he summoned his druid to tell him the cause of the portent. The druid, in a magic trance, tells him of a hill in a distant land on which stand 3 crosses with a human form nailed to each of them, and one of them is like the immortals. Is he a malefactor? Then asks Conor. Nay, says the druid, but the son of the living God, and he relates to the king the story of the death of Christ. Conor breaks out in fury, and drawing his sword, he hacks at the oak trees in the sacred grove, crying, "Thus would I deal with his enemies." When the excitement and exertion, his brain ball burst from his head, and he falls dead. And thus was the vengeance of Mesgedra fulfilled. With Conor and with Cuchulain, the glory of the Red Branch and the dominance of Ulster passed away. The next are oceanic cycle of Irish legend brings upon the scene different characters, different physical surroundings, and altogether different ideals of life. Now they certainly heard of more,